So I've just landed back in Barwon Heads, gorgeous seaside village where I get the privilege of living, and come from Bali where it was 31 degrees every day to this. I wanted to share a cool insight that I had while I was away on the power of trust and how it showed up for me. Are you actually pointing it at me?
Yes.
I was training with this spiritual healer in Bali who was very energetic focused but also very hands-on. And I've had a number of hip surgeries over the past 5 years. We were doing a power stretch session, which is like a full-on stretch your body to pretty much extremes.
And I went into it feeling safe. I went into it trusting. I know the power of trust. I was watching my friend Loretta getting moved and I could see his hands. He had gorgeous soft hands that could read the power of the body. What was so funny is that I was like, I'm safe, I get to trust, I get to trust. Until the point where it started hurting my hip. All my past fears showed up. All my past beliefs around what hurts and what doesn't hurt. All the stored pain, it was like he'd touched something and it burst forward. And I freaked out. I'm like, stop, I can't breathe. My hip started spasming. I started actually sort of shaking a bit. And it was like everything I'd stored from the past came out. And it came out because I didn't trust. So that night I went to yoga and it was a yin session where we hold the pose for 3 minutes. And you know, before the session started, oh, there's a child! And before the session started, she was a minute late. I'm like, cool, that's a minute less of pain. Like, what the fuck is that? Oh my God. So, of course it hurt. Of course there was pain. Because that's what I went in expecting. I was braced for it and I had the expectation it was going to be hard. Everything about that yoga hurt. My body didn't move the way it wanted. I was really shitty. She was asking me to just rest your head here and move your arm there, and I'm like, it doesn't go like that. And I was asking for what's the right step, and I never asked for what's the right step. But I asked for that because I did not trust. And in business, it's exactly the same. So in business, if you have the expectation it's going to be hard, then you brace for it. You protect yourself against it. Oh, there's some undies. If you think it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt. Like, I was tight. I was like tensed, ready for it to hurt. And therefore it hurt more because I was totally braced as opposed to trusting and going with it. Now I went back to my stretching guy a few days later and I went back with a totally different frame of mind. I went back with love for my body and excitement for how much this was nourishing my body and that I was going to feel awesome after it. And do you know what happened? It was fantastic. Each time we moved the body, I went with it. I visualized myself doing somersaults over the water near the beach and I felt my body move and I was so excited for the joy I was giving it. And do you know what? It didn't hurt. It was a joyful experience. I loved the stretch. Now your business is exactly the same. If you are bracing for it to be hard, if you are bracing for the rejection, if you are bracing for the hurt, that is exactly what you're going to get. It's because you're preempting it. So everything is tensed up. You are scared before you take the step. Therefore you don't take the step fully. And really it's not just about business, it's about everything. And that's been an incredible lesson for me this past week as well in Bali. As a leader of a fast growing business and a movement, I get to trust. And when I let myself fall and just let go, do you know how powerful it is just to feel yourself fall? It is incredible. Because there is no right step. There is only a step and then there's feedback. And there's another step and there's feedback. then that's when the incredible stuff happens. That's when the big shifts show up. That's when the greatest learnings come forward. And that's when we move hugely.
That's how you do a jump roll. That's easy.
Because if you're so focused on the right step, you'll never take any step. And that would be the biggest shame of all. So I want you to think about how you can allow yourself to fall and experience it. By falling, that's the only way you're ever going to soar. A quick postscript to that video. We had lots of fun recording it at the beach, but Toby was quite out of sorts, and those of you who follow me know that my kids are on the autism spectrum. Now, after we dropped Indy's friend off from being down at the beach, Toby did a runner. And he was safe, we found him fine, we brought him home, and the trust conversation played out again. So I wanted to finish the recording process. And Toby said, perhaps I shouldn't be left alone. And I said to Toby, I trust you. I trust you to make good choices, and I trust that you're going to be okay. Now I could have held on tight, I could have held on so tight and been scared and afraid of what might happen. But I know that life grinds to a halt when we do that. And I chose to trust him, and he's fine, and we're all fine. In fact, we're bloody awesome. So please, just trust.
Say something then.
Something.
Maybe something else, maybe.
Something else.